provided with a lot of food for thought this morning at this briefing on the impact of parental incarceration on children, hosted by Justice Strategies and Congresswoman Eddie Bernice Johnson. But now it's time for you. I see in the audience we have people from faith-based organizations, advocacy groups, direct service provider organizations, agency, folk reentry specialists. We have experts, right? Formerly incarcerated people now doing phenomenal things. Let's hear from you. Questions, comments? Who wants to start? And introduce yourself with your name and the organization that you work for. Now, I know this is not a tame audience. I know some of you all out there now. Come on. Okay, Cedric, I see you. And just stand up and introduce yourself and give your question or comment.
Well, as the Keiji says, my name is Cedric Hendricks. I work for the Court Services and Offender Supervision Agency. It's a federal agency that does parole, probation, supervision here in town. And I certainly came today because I'm interested in this issue. And one of the things that we do is every Wednesday, today being Wednesday from 4 to 5 o'clock, we connect a woman at the Secure Female Facility at Hazleton with her child here in the District of Columbia. The first woman that we recruited to participate in this program was 4 years into a 7-year bid. Had an 8-year-old daughter come out the first time. Daughter hadn't seen her mom in 4 years. And so now, the way we're doing this, they get to see each other once a month. For whatever reason, the dad with whom she lives hasn't taken her to see her mom for the 4 years that she's been incarcerated. So that's, I guess, a small response to the challenge or the problem that we see here. But I think it speaks to how agencies like mine can try and be more supportive, attentive to the needs of the people that we work with. Obviously, these women, for example, aren't even under our supervision, but through a collaborative effort with the Federal Bureau of Prisons, we're able to go do this. A challenge that we ran into a week ago was that folks down in Hazleton asked if we could expand the program to include the medium security facility where there's a bunch of men from the District of Columbia and the penitentiary where there's another bunch of men from the District of Columbia. And they wanted to add 2 from each of those facilities. The problem that it presented for us was being able to grow the program in a way that wouldn't, one, hurt the current participants, because if we added 4 more, then that meant those mothers would see their kids every other month as opposed to once a month. So we're looking now at how we can marshal our resources to do just that, recognizing that, you know, the Hazleton complex is one of 19 or 20 prison facilities across America that the federal government runs, and we have DC men and women in many of them. So this small response that we've undertaken isn't going to meet the overall need, but I think that, you know, perhaps other supervision agencies can invest resources in trying to connect folks so that they're not too distant. In fact, let me just say this as I sit down. One of the 4 families involves a mother and a 12-year-old son, and they haven't quite told the son where his mother is. So every month they come together, and even though she's sitting in an orange jumpsuit, you know, you think this youngster is old enough to figure this out. You know, he's asking his mom, when can I come and see you? And mom is pushing that back. And mom, when are you coming home? You know, when can we be together? These kinds of things. And so, you know, it provokes a lot of tears within that family. You have the grandma that's brought the kids into this situation. So, you know, we're learning a lot from this. We're trying to be helpful. One of the things I'm going to take away from this conversation is the family impact statement, because obviously our agency does pre-sentence reports for the court, and we do, I think, a good job at it. But I know one piece that we don't have in them is the family impact or the child impact piece. The vast majority of the clients that we have are parents, and so I think that we'll give some good attention to that, and so I appreciate the opportunity to come and learn. I got an email this morning about this event from Mr. Martin here. I don't know how it got to be, probably you had something to do with it, but grateful to be here, and glad that the turnout is what it is, and interested in learning more and sharing what we do advise and support.
Thank you very much.
How much time do I got to keep?
Brief.
I'm gonna try to make it brief.
Introduce yourself. Chris.
I'm Glenn Fields. I'm with Universal Legal Service Appeals Coalition, and our coalition is people who have been dealing with criminal justice and mental health. But we should put mental health in front because, you know, Glenn, when we came up there and took a training up in New York a couple of years ago with Glenn, we always said that in these impoverished neighborhoods and things like that nature, you know, not always our fault, you know. So we are traumatized before we, you know, get involved in the criminal justice system. We also traumatized when we get inside of these systems too, right? They're not built to recondition you, you know, or prepare you for society. Even though we've got a lot of laws that says just that. Once you hit that prison door, you're supposed to be treated and rehabilitated at the same time, and it doesn't happen. So we put mental health in front. You know, even myself, you know, growing up I was in between the two traumatized neighborhoods, and those are people I had to go to school with, you know. So, you know, I learned, you know, from my peers, you know, misbehaving and things of that nature. Parents got to come down to the school, beat my butt in front of teachers. But we see it as now, you know, in the bigger picture, and I'm much better educated, you know, running through these courthouses and these chambers up here. It's a planned system, and all y'all can you agree to that. You know, the citizen guideline, when they hit that rascal, and people get locked up, you know, 3 strike rules, you know, why you punish people? Now we know it's a profit. They come up here on the Hill and lobby all the time for tougher sentences and laws and things of that nature, you know. And we have very few mental health facilities that are really helping people. They help them out in the community first, before they meet the justice system on the other end, you know. And you know, I could tell my story, but I'll start crying, and I ain't got my act together yet because I've been traumatized in prison and out, before, in and out, and I still be traumatized today. But I hope y'all can, you know, really get with some advocacy groups, can come up here on the Hill and lobby to get rid of the prison industrial industry. Period. People are making an imaginable profit off of people coming into prison. We have racial disparity in the District of Columbia. It's out of this world. But I hope y'all can come together, we all need to come together and see if we can put a halt to this. Thank you.
Okay, thank you.